Hey, what's up, guys? This is T-Bone here. So, just doing a quick stream here to talk about the updates in the Guild Vault since it started. I wasn't able to do it on Thursday night, so wanted to do a video today, but I thought I would just do it in the stream format. If anybody jumps on, then we can talk and I can answer some questions. But today, what I want to do is I want to talk about some of the changes that have taken place since the event has started. There were actually two changes over the last couple of days, and I thought that it's important for us to understand what they are so that we could be better prepared for what we could actually do with with the vault itself, and also if we want to make a decision on what we want to do, etc., etc. And we're also going to do some ultimate bosses as well. So it's going to be a short one, but I just wanted to show some content here. So we've got some people joining here already in the stream. So Candy's Bim, Chiman On, Reaper, and Don Lawrence. I see that you guys have the notification bell turned on, so thank you very much. So anyways, as I was saying, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a look at the packs here. I wanted to explain some of these things since there were a lot of questions. I certainly had a lot of questions, and so I wanted to explain what these are, where you can find these changes, and what you should do about them. And then we're going to go and take a look at how you should take out your ultimate bosses there. So tomorrow, nice to see you here in the stream as well. And so this is going to be an atypical stream where I'm really just kind of trying to show some information, and I decided to do it in a stream format. So we've talked about the Guild Vault in the preview, and we knew that this is where you would be able to pull cards, and then you can convert them to then, if you wanted to convert them, then become an actual card. Otherwise, it's just a it's a gift that you can give to your guild mates, and it only stays in the guild. But then yesterday, they came out with this coin collection, and I wanted to talk about that. And then today, during reset, they came out with yet another thing called a wild card, and so I wanted to kind of go over all of those. So the first thing is coin collection. So when you buy packs using cash, these are the ones that are for $19.99, $9.99, $5.99, etc. And what these coins do is they give you an additional card. Now, there's no guarantee that it's going to be a gold or silver or any other rewards. You can see by the icon here, it actually could be anything as far as I understand. I don't actually know if anybody has collected enough of the tokens to actually redeem one, but it doesn't look like it's a guaranteed gold. And so that's the first thing. And also when you buy these, that's where these tokens will come in. And then you have the green dragon, you got a blue sword. And by the way, if you have other colors, like I think there's like a red sword or some other things, they can't actually be used here. And so the only things that are available are the green, it looks like the blue dragon, the green dragon, the blue sword. And you got a yellow dragon, the red dragon, and the green sword, as well as a, I guess it would actually be light rather than the brown. So it'd be light. Then you got a light sword, and then a dark dragon and a red dragon. So basically all 5 colors, and you have either sword or dragon icons. You collect these things, you'll be able to get a pull. But some of you might have gotten a color and a class combination that matches neither of those. We don't know what they are for yet. It could be something for maybe either tomorrow during reset or maybe for another event. I don't know. But that's what these coins are for. It's just for you to be able to pull additional cards. And so tomorrow you came across a boss, and I took it out before you could make a hit. And yeah, so I'm sorry if I took out some of your bosses. I've been sniping a lot because now we need 16 ultimate boss coins in order to summon one. So I do apologize if I actually took some of yours out. I am being good though. I only play in spurts, so I'm not doing this all night long. No, Leah, nice to see you in the stream. Welcome here. And so that's the coins. That's something that we saw yesterday during store reset. And I did buy a pack because I wanted to try and get a couple of good cards to to actually give to my guildmates. But then that was before I realized that they also came out with this idea of these jackpot coins. So if you might have noticed by now, but if you actually had if you have gotten your team to 2-star, if you got the ultimate form to two pink stars, you can actually get a jackpot ticket, And you can also get another one at 4 stars. And each of these jackpot tickets give you 20 card pulls. So that is another thing that you might want to consider if you're close, if you've gotten an ultimate form and you have a shiny master collection card, so you can get a 2-star. That will give you additional pulls as well. So that's something new. Then finally, today's additional change is a chance for a wild card. So if you use cash to buy these packs, there is a chance that you could actually get a a wild card, and the wild card is actually something that can be redeemed for any card. And I believe you can see that. Let me see. I think you see them here. Did they roll down here? Yeah. So if you scroll down in the convert dialog, this is where you see you can, if you get a wild trading card, you can convert it to anything. You can convert it to a event card, support card, master collection card, or an ultra rare. Or you can also convert it to any of the relics, even a shiny master hero. So if you're gonna collect, so my personal recommendation is, if you need a master collection card, you should go with a shiny one because it has a better stats, a little bit better stats than the regular one. And I don't think you should ever use the wild card for a support card, or even the event card. That is probably something that you can get gifted to you if you need it to get the ultimate form. So obviously you're going to go with the ultra rare or the master collection card, or if you really just needed another relic to make a higher level relic. But I think that getting the master collection card or the ultra rare is going to be better. And if you're not looking to build up another level in your ultimate form, then I would suggest going after the shiny master hero, because this is going to be a much better card than the ultra rare card in this particular team. And so we got Anna and Tim, thank you very much, and Zuzumak. Yeah, so got the golden ticket and a bunch of garbage times 20. I actually managed to pull a master collection card from that 20, and the rest of them were so-so. But at least I got something good, so that was something that I enjoy seeing. Judge of all, welcome to the stream here, and thank you, Team Lamb. And so that's my recommendation here. If you manage to get this from the cash packs, the thing is, there's no guarantee, but there is a chance that you could pull one of these cards, and then you can choose whatever you want. So I personally think that that's a nice addition, but like I said, I don't know if there is they didn't actually specify the drop rate, so we don't know what the rate is for this, and I don't think there is. Yeah, so there's no guarantee for a wild card yet, but I can imagine this being something that they might come up with in the future. Like, they might toy with this idea. And so this is sort of like, just my overall, what I wanted to show and to talk about, so that you guys can understand what these packs changes are all about. Like, I was a little bit confused about the wild card at first until I took a look and realized that's what it was. And I'm sure some of you might have a lot of questions there. And so I wanted to explain that. So hello guys, and thanks a lot. Thanks very much, AAS Wami. And so thank you very much, Metamorphos. I'm gathering that this is a Brazilian guild that and thank you very much. I believe this is I believe that was a compliment. So unfortunately I can't read Portuguese, but thank you very much. All right, so the very next thing I wanted to talk about, there are a couple things, right? So the first thing is, I mentioned it in the stream, in the first stream, but I actually think that the best setup that you could have for this team would be actually using Marvel as a leader. And so I've shown this actually in my chats as well. And let's go ahead and try this. So we've got a rally here, so I'm just going to go ahead and show you. So with a single key, with Marvel as the leader, if you're using this team, you can actually, boost your overall attack by at least 30% or 33% or more. And so that, even though you're losing one card, if you think about it, you're losing about 25% of your overall damage. I'm just going to leave it here. So it was a rally. I don't want to take it out. But if you if you lose 25%, but overall you're gaining 33%, your damage is still better. And keep in mind that this is a nuke card. And so by boosting the damage of this individual card is actually better than getting higher damage from your like spread across your other cards. And so for me, I found that this actually has been just really, really good just in regular bosses. And so that would be my recommendation, even though it's a Generation 2 card, Marvel Mado. This is a card that we actually got for free in the last season. And so hopefully you got it and definitely use this. It would also help even if you don't have the ultimate form. Just using any water technological hero, you're going to get more damage output overall than a full team without it as a leader. And so that is... And the gemfall is nice too. You're getting additional bonus as well, and so it is really nice to see as well. And so the rate have been horrible. So tomorrow, yeah, I think a lot of people are trying to pull a lot, and it's just it's interesting. A lot of people have also said that they got really good pulls, and I think it's really not a whole lot different than what we experienced, but the reality is there's just more cards to pull and more crappy cards to pull from, and we only have limited number of pulls each time. And so I think I kind of said it before, I feel like more people are going to feel that it's going to be worse off for them, but it really is RNG here. Now the next thing I wanted to talk about is I'm going to showcase the Beast Killer with a party posse of power, and how you can use this card along with the current event team to take out high level ultimate bosses. So Rock for Life, welcome. And so we're gonna do that next, but before that I wanted to kind of talk about, okay, so if you don't have a good team, right? If you don't have the ultimate form, what could you do? And I actually think that we have enough water support cards from the previous few events that actually have that they're actually pretty good. So I built this basic team here. It's not a one key team, but it can actually dish out pretty good damage here. It may not be a one turn hit, but it could be a 2 turn. It would be a 1, 2, 3. It could be a 3 turn deck, right? And so by what you could do is, if you have La Fada Turchina, this is actually a really good card, because what it will do is it will actually apply this veracity to other slayers, and you can actually build out basically a full board of power, not power gems, but just regular gems. And then if you could use cards like Haldor, or if you have the Jiminy Cricket, or any other cards, or the event card, the event card will actually work really well in this case. Just to build some power gems in there, you will actually be able to deal pretty good damage. And like I said, if you wanted to also put Marvel of Mado as a leader, you can get additional power boost there. So if you don't have the ultimate form, if you don't have the Master Collection card, or any of the powerful cards here, you could still build a pretty good team. And I think that the supports for water are actually pretty good. And so hopefully this could help you out. I mean, like, I could always show you how this works out here. Right, so let's see, we might have a Radiant boss there, and so you can see here I have a level 12 ultimate. I'm gonna take that out soon. And okay, so maybe this is the one. So like, if I wanted to use the basic team here, just, it's not all like, I realize that this game, if you don't have the ultimate form, you're not really going to be able to compete at the highest level. But I think that but I still think that there are a lot of cards that you can put together and still do relatively well. And I think I'm actually going to be able to take this out here. So like, you can see here, right? Like, with 3 keys, I'm still able to deal over 10 billion damage. So if you wanted to go up against a Cobalt boss, or a so I wanted to, let's do this. So let's go up against Ray. We're not going to be able to take out in one shot, and so we're going to sort of show you how to play this deck here. And so, for example, here, I'm not actually going to do a power gem match. I'm going to deal a little bit less damage. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to activate the 2 Turchina, and I believe you actually need to do an attack here. So if you either do an attack or you get attacked, and then it's going to then generate, basically fill up the board with regular gems. And at this point, this is where you can then go ahead and activate your power gem spawners. So in this case right here, you can see we actually got a pretty good set of power gems there. I mean, I do have more relics in there, but right here you can see this team right here is able to deal almost 200 billion damage. All right, and so this is 180 or 190 billion, right? And so this will give you MVP on a lot of Cobalt bosses if you're able to do quick. If you're able to match quickly. So it's not always just about, oh, if you don't have the ultimate form, you can't compete. It's about putting together a team that can give you the most number of gems with a power gem combination so that you can actually deal some damage. So this is a good option here. And so can I give you a close-up on the cards other than Marvel and Event? Okay, so basically the one, I think, let me make sure. Let me make sure I missed some questions there. So you only missed the UR. It seems impossible to get it. That ultra rare is definitely harder to get. That's why I've noticed as well. And is it better to use 3 Master Collection cards or 2 Master Collection card and 1 ultra rare? So this team, the best setup would be the most damage you'll get is Ultimate Form with 3 Master Collection cards and the Marvel Amado. So it's actually better for you to use a 3rd Master Collection card rather than the ultra rare. So the ultra rare honestly is going to reduce your overall damage, I think, in a collection. So use as many Master Collection cards as you can in your team. And so can I give you a close up on the cards? So I guess when I talk about the cards, I can show you what they are and also the back, because you're watching from the phone. So the team I'm using here, the basic one is Alexi, the support card, and La Fada Torcina is the one from the Pinocchio event. This is also a support card. If you have Dreamweaver, that's going to be even better. And then Nikita is the event card I have from this event. And then I use Esteemed Haldor, which creates 4 Power Gem 4s, whereas Nikita will create 3 Power Gem 1s and does a little bit of a nuke. So this is a really good card to have, even if you don't have the Master Collection card. And so let's see. So you got the whole deck, but compared to the Water Commander Anniversary deck, it's just okay. I think that particular Nicole deck is just pretty insane. But overall, this deck though works really well in the future with a lot of other decks. So the Ultimate Form is always going to be. You'll find the Ultimate Form is always going to be in your team makeup in some way. Plus maybe 1 Master Collection card or something. So the best is to, the best is for you to find a team that you can use it against. So now what we're going to do is we're going to go and do a Ultimate Form boss. And I'm going to talk about the team that I'm using. And we're going to talk about how to heal. So you'll notice that the boss deals a ton of damage. And so the team I'm using here, I am actually using Marvel of Mado as the leader. And then I have Frozen Devastation, that's the ultimate form, and then I'm using Party Posse of Power. This is actually the card I use to heal. So if you have that, that's going to help you. If you don't have that card, another one that you can use would be Tanu. So Tanu is a water commander card that you can use. And he also heals pretty well. So this is Tanu right here, Tanu the Cunning. It will heal for 5% of your max HP every turn, and so you're going to get a good amount of heal. And plus, because it's a water card, even though it's a commander event card, you can get some additional gems so that you can also use it to increase your damage. Now, so the way you want to play this type of deck, this is going to be very similar, like all 5 of these affinities. I would say the past 3, you'll want to play this way, and that is you want to actually play every 4 turns. And so with a posse of power, the way that you want to use it is you want to use it whenever you can, and it's not going to be the one that will generate power gems for you. It really only just creates gems. And so this is a turn 2 damage. I'm going to show you what it does. So once it gets to a higher level, you're actually going to skip the step, because it's not really going to make as much of a difference. And so right now I'm doing my first nuke, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to now wait for turn 4. So you can see that I actually get a full heal right here. And after 2 more matches, then all of my passive is going to activate along with also the battle skill of Party of Posse, or Posse of Power. And now all of the now that all of the passive skills have actually activated, I'm gonna go ahead and do a match here, and you can see again I'm going to heal. So basically this is, and I'm also taking advantage of the gem fall here, and you can sort of see with 2 stars here though, I'm able to get 12 trillion damage in that one attack. So basically I'm building up for a really big attack. If you attack every 2 turns, what you'll find is that every 2 turns you're going to get a little bit of damage, but you're ultimately losing time. You're actually losing a little bit of time when you're trying to build up for that big attack, and really sort of like the chip damage ends up becoming less important. And so I think that with this setup, you can actually go pretty high. And so you can see we're just at level 12 there. So at 13, like once we get to like about level 15, 14, 15, you'll see the damage gets really, really high. I have 473 health, right? 473,000 health. At some point, it's going to start dealing damage over 200. I could be basically taking out more than half of my damage. And so now I'm going to show you how I would normally play this. You still want to make sure that on the first turn, this still makes sense. Okay, so this still makes sense to activate everything on turn 1, because you have to activate the Party Posse for that initial heal. And so that initial heal is going to be really good. And actually at some point, like what I did there was I tried to do all the matches, and you can see I wasted a lot of time. And I actually ended up spending, about 3 more seconds than I normally would have if I just didn't care about it. So another thing that you could do is activate the card and basically just forget about it. And so now what we're going to do is we're going to do another match, and then we're going to basically repeat here. And I think I might be able to take this boss out still this turn, but we'll see. So yeah, so like this is how you could use this. And if you have a single pink star ultimate form, you should still be able to get to at least level 16, 17, probably 16, 17 without any issues there. And so I think we're actually going to be able to, yeah, so because of the huge amount of damage here, so keep in mind, because I have Marvel of Mado as leader, I boosted the overall damage of my my ultimate form by a significant amount, and then because it then does the nuke damage for 1.5 times, then I could actually deal some damage there. And so the number 1 player in the ranking right now, yeah, I know, basically all 6 stars, and also 6-star relic there. So that's where they could actually take out the level. They could take out level 25, I think, pretty easily. And so this is actually how you want to play this, right? So on turn 1, really you're just activating it, and you don't really necessarily want to waste a lot of time. And so let's see here. So it's just that I'm using this time. I'm trying to find where I can actually do some gem matches, but a lot of times what I find is they force me to do my water gem match. And so I think, let's see, so 99 trillion here. This is where I think I'm not going to be able to take it out with this one shot. And so you can sort of see I'm at 273. So basically I was, the boss is dealing about 200,000 damage each hit now. And I'm going to be able to heal here. And then, so I have 1 more hit to go. And we're at 31. So like I could technically go with this if I wanted to, but I'm just going to go for my next big hit. And so this is, I could have actually used, the Party Posse of Power that turn, and so I could have healed. I think you want to make sure that you use it every turn you can, so that you can actually take it out. Although at this point, I could actually, I believe, still take it out even at level 15, 16 at this point. And basically, once you get to 16 or so, where you can't hit that anymore, then you basically back out and then try again. So let's see how far we can go. I actually managed to get to 19 last time, so let's see, we're at 15, so we can take 3 more, and hopefully we can take it out. So we're gonna just go for 3 more ultimate bosses, and because it's so much harder to get the ultimate tokens now, every single fight actually is very meaningful. And so you don't want to waste it anymore. You don't want to just, lose out when you could still take it out. And the most important thing is, if you are at the point where you can't take out the boss anymore, then you want to make sure that you attack as much as you can and then time out rather than just attacking and then quitting. A lot of people have noticed that even if you deal some damage, you still can't take. You still come back to a boss that is at the level that you previously left it at, and so that's gonna really suck because then you have to waste 16 ultimate boss tokens and also, jeez. You have to waste 16 boss tokens, and then you're gonna have to start getting wasted time as well, and so that's just something to keep in mind. All right, so I think we're still good. Like basically, as long as the boss doesn't take out more than half of my health each hit, then I can actually wait. But if I get to a point where the boss deals more than half of my health, then I have to use my posse of power basically one turn earlier so that I can actually survive. So that's sort of how you think about it. And so right now I'm actually using this before my I actually ended up activating all of my power my battle skills before my passive came out, so this is going to impact my damage a little bit. As you can see here, so I'm dealing 5.1 instead of 12, where I normally would have. And now I'm sort of in a little bit of a pickle because I think I have just enough. So I can actually survive still. So I got a little bit lucky there. I'm going to get a hit. And I think I'm going to... This is where I have to make a decision here because of the mistake I made. Yeah, so that was my bad. I should have activated my posse power, my party posse of power, because I'm not gonna be able to take it out. And I think I hope I didn't take 5 minutes on this boss. So I'm gonna just go ahead and quit out, and hopefully I still have some time. So I still have 2 minutes. So yeah, so that's where I made a little bit of mistake. And so let's see. So you were playing with the blue commander and you were able to deal 500 billion damage. That's pretty good. So commander decks generally don't deal quite as much damage in a Slayer event simply because there is no Slayer bonus there. And so this is why Slayer decks are actually a lot better in a commander deck, because you'll be able to at least, even if there's just one card that gives you a commander bonus, you'll be able to deal some good damage there. And so the next water commander event, if you don't have the Nicole deck, this deck will do well. Every single nuke deck that's come out, I've used it in the following commander event with really good success. And you'll find that if you have a if it ends up being a event that you're if it ends up being a event where you're you have the killer bonus skill, then it's actually even better, because the last event I was able to use the Slayer deck, the Fire Slayer deck, and I was able to just like walk all over the boss there. So these decks are really, really good. Okay, so I think this is where I'm going to stop, and I'm going to back out, and then probably we can answer some questions and talk a little bit. And so this is how you can heal. And if you are finding that you're not getting enough heals still, you're still having a hard time with a boss damage, then putting in another card like I mentioned, like Tanu, is going to be helpful there. All right, so let's see if we can, so this is 199. I should be fine there. So let's go ahead and, all right, so unfortunately, I think I'm going to lose a few. Okay, that's good. So I'm not going to lose too many of my my power gems there. And how's everybody's event going there? So I know I'm just kind of focused on my ultimate boss here, but I promise after this event, after this one is dead, I'm going to go back and we're going to talk about the event a little bit more. And so so to me, I think that really what I wanted to do is I really wanted to just explain some of these changes, because I personally was a little bit confused about some of the changes and some of the decisions that I know a lot of people have been asking. And in fact, there were also other things that I think people have noticed. We're going to talk about that as well a little bit. All right. So Maiko, oops, that's a waste. I needed to wait for the passive ability, and I needed to wait for passive ability, and I needed to use that. So let's try this again. I got sidetracked. So you found that if you go into the boss escape screen to dismiss the boss instead of clicking X on the boss list with 100% rate. Interesting. Okay. So 100% reset rate. That's good. Yeah. So let's make sure we pay attention here. So I think I had about over 3 minutes left. I didn't actually know what happened there. I died and I didn't realize that. So let's try this. I'm gonna focus on this, and I'm gonna talk about I'm gonna talk through my thought process as we go here. So we had a heal there, and then I think what I did was I ended up waiting too long, and I shouldn't have, and I ended up dying because the boss dealt. Well, it's not yet half, so I definitely needed to. I think I needed to activate. I think I activated one turn. Right, I activated one turn too late. That's because I made that mistake there. Right, so let's go ahead and do this, and then we're going to activate everything. I might not have activated Posse of Power there. That might have been the reason why. So let's see. So we should be able to heal for almost half here, and then we're going to... we're not going to be able to wait for 4 turns at this point. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to activate... Right, so we're going to activate the Posse Party of Power 1 turn beforehand. That's what we're going to do. Right, so when we can, you can see here... Right, so right now... we're going to lose it. And so I guess this is the point where you know that I'm going to die here. Unless I can take it out. So 44, we should be fine. So let's go ahead and deal the damage, and then I'm going to exit out. Okay. How much time remaining? 1 minute, 20 seconds. So let me read that, because if you go into the boss escape screen to dismiss the boss. I see, okay. Yeah. For me, it's just, you know... For me, I just end up trying my best anyway. So, like, you know, even if I could, like, if there's a chance I could actually potentially take it out, I give it a try anyway. All right, so three attacks on this one. I actually did a lot better in my previous tries. But again, in my previous tries, one of the things I did was I actually kept everything except I took out the Marvel of Mado, and then I ended up using Tanu. So with Tanu in place, I don't actually have to worry. I don't have to worry about when I activate the ultimate form. I basically just, you know, keep doing quick matches. And even though I have a little bit reduced damage, I was still able to deal just enough to take out the boss. And so that was how I went. I think at level 18, that's what I did. I was trying to use this UF, this ultimate form for higher level, but it still works. Like, it's just that you have to really manage your health a little bit, and you'll have to exit out early. All right, so leaving it, not claiming it, so that I don't end up, you know, timing out, because I'm gonna probably go back and play a little bit later. And so some of the things that, before I sign off here, I pretty much wanted to, you know, mention everything I wanted to talk about. Some of the things I noticed as well, which I heard, I haven't checked it out for myself. If you go to the home screen, I think there's the ally missions that have... Some of you might not have the ally missions anymore. I think they're doing some sort of a test where some people actually got them, and some people don't see them anymore. I still see them, so it looks like it's still there. But I think that, you know, if you have any questions, like, use the network app and just kind of raise a question and say, hey, you know, I noticed this. Is this correct? That's actually how I found out about them, so it's actually really useful. And Mount Failmore, anybody got buyer's remorse? I'm not sure. I didn't buy into it, so I'm not sure. Like, I was actually really, you know, thinking about it, but my expectation is that the drop rate of these wild cards are probably really low. And this is the one thing I also asked, like, what is the drop rate of a wild card? Because the thing is, these vault cards, it's supposed to be equal chances. Like, you have all of these cards that are known quantity in a vault, and as you pull, except for the guaranteed ones, you're gonna get basically equal chances for any of those items. But with a wild card, it's not listed in here as something you can pull, and so I don't know what the rates are. And so without knowing the rates, I would say don't chase after it expecting that you're going to get it. I think it's going to be a really rare thing to have. I mean, if you think about it, it's basically a card that gives you anything you want. Not to say that it's not there. Like, I don't know how many there could be, There's no number indicated in here like what the chances of you getting a what your chances of getting a wild card would be, and also how many there are. If those information were more available, I would be more comfortable going after it. But I do think that if you were gonna go for these packs anyway, the idea that there is something that could potentially give you exactly what you want is a good thing. I just don't think that you should think of this as, oh, now that there's a wild card, this is now the reason to buy the pack. Like, I think it's actually the exact opposite. I would actually think that you should think of it as if this was an investment you were going to make anyway, right? If you think about it, a 5,000 gems is going to cost you more than $40. Okay, so more than $40 to get 5,000 gems, because if you spend 40 US dollars, you're only going to get 4,750. Right, so 5,000 gems for tier 5 costs more than $40. It does give you a guaranteed item. It does give you a guaranteed rare event card and a guaranteed support, and you get dust. Okay, so from that perspective, you're getting better items and you have a guarantee. But if you don't want to spend that much and you're okay with the $20 pack that gets you 8 cards, I think it's 8 cards plus an additional if you're VIP. So you get 9 cards out of this pool, which if you think about it, isn't a whole lot in this giant pool of cards. But if you're going to go for it anyway and the wild card is available, then I think that's an added, bonus. I wouldn't say it's an incentive, but rather it's a bonus for the pack that you're going to open. And so let's see. So previous packs didn't even have a chance of pulling those. Yeah, that's the thing, right? Like, they didn't offer them yesterday. They didn't offer it before the store reset yesterday. So, and they didn't talk about the fact that you could get these coins, or the fact that if you get 2-star or 4-star, you can get 20 additional pulls. I wish that was all available on day one. All of the information, if that was available on day one, then that would have been a lot better, just because it would have changed people's trading strategies, etc. on day one if they knew that they could go to tier 2, 2 stars to get something. But I want to be honest, and I want to say that, look, all of these things by themselves I think are good. In that if you were gonna get, people are gonna go for 2 stars, and you might actually want to go for them, and getting additional 20 card pulls for investing or getting lucky and getting the ultimate form to that point, it's a good thing, right? And if you're gonna invest and they give you additional ways to pull additional cards, it's a good thing. But it all depends on your mentality, right? So like I said, I would strongly suggest don't treat this as an incentive to spend, but rather if you're gonna go for it anyway, these are actually added bonus, which I think is a good thing. So that's how I feel about it. And so Brendan Cherry, first time seeing my stream. Well, welcome. Thanks for joining me here. And have I talked about the UK Parliament's finding about loot boxes? I actually haven't paid attention to it, so I don't know. But I don't, I don't really want to be giving, I don't necessarily want to put this down too much, because I think, it's one of those things where we know that these are cash items. And so I want to make sure that people are aware and are careful about the investments that they make. I don't think that these things are a negative to the packs themselves. That's what I want to be very, very clear. Like, it's not making your chances worse. It actually gives you better outcomes. It's just that, if you feel that this is now an incentive to try and pull it, you're not getting better odds. And so the chances of you being disappointed is going to be higher if you expected something more from there. And so I see. So Magnar of Then, what did I get with the jackpot ticket? If you're asking me personally, I got 1 Master Collection card, and I think I got an event card, and I got a support card. The rest were just regular cards and tickets. And so that is what I got. But if you're asking what a jackpot ticket gives you, you can get a 20 card pull, basically a free pull for 20 cards. And so they declare the same as gambling. I kind of expected that. I've been hearing that in Europe as well. So, it is what it is, but I think that's why it's important for us to be aware as, consumers, whether or not it's worth it for you and whether or not that's an investment that you're willing to make. So for me, I actually wanted to help my guildmates out, and I feel that, a $10 investment is a lot better than a 5,000 gem investment. If I have a potential to pull something, I actually did try to get the ultra rare card to give to one of my guildmates. Didn't get it, but I would have felt good about it if I got it and given it away. I would have been okay with that. So it's you know, it is one of those things where before I've always wanted a way to give back to my guildmates and to my peers. There was really no good way. Like I would pull multiple cards that I you know, I could use, but then I see other people getting nothing, and I feel really bad about it, and I have no way of giving them. This actually gave me a way to at least, you know, do something about it. So I did like that aspect. It's just that, you know, you have to set your own expectations correctly so that you don't end up getting too disappointed, etc. And so you got 2 start ticket and didn't get anything, not even a silver reward. Yeah, I saw some people getting nothing as well, so that I do feel bad about that. And so yeah, so anyways, that is pretty much what I wanted to cover here. So you know, wanted to cover the packs, wanted to make sure that you guys understand what they are, and I wanted to give you a quick view of like how I'm playing the ultimate bosses, so to give you some ideas. Like I said, if you don't have the posse of power, I cannot remember that name. Is it Party Posse of Power? Okay, if you don't have this ultimate form, using another card like Tanu for heal is good, or Wicked Queen is always a good choice as well. I think that you have a lot of cards that can help you survive. So that would be my recommendation. It's all about fast matches, and with this deck, it's all about the 4-turn hits. Okay, and so that's all for me for stream today. Thanks a lot for watching, guys, and you know, let me know in comments what kind of content you would like to see, and you know, I want to try and provide more support and more help for these deck ideas if possible, and also for how to defeat bosses. There was a feedback request really on how to take out Punisher bosses in Commander events, so I'm going to try and provide some of the information as well. So again, thanks everybody for joining. You guys have been great. It was just a surprise stream. I just kind of hopped on, and really nice to see you guys joining me as well. So thanks very much. Have a good night. Have a good morning, wherever you guys may be, and have a good weekend. I'll see you next time. Take care. Bye now.